Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you're watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. If you're new here, what we usually do on this channel is I show you a deck from my personal collection. I talk about the things that I like or I don't like about the deck. I show you the guidebook, we take a look at all of the cards, we talk about the card stock, we shuffle, and at the end we also choose a card to read. I have chapters on all of those sections down in the description box below. If you're just interested in a particular topic, feel free to click on the link. So today we'll be taking a look at this mass market deck called A Compendium of Witches. This is by Natasha Ilinchik. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. So this is a Los Caribeo deck, but this used to be an indie deck. It says here, beyond the faces of these ancient witches are the stories of wise, strong, and resilient women. Coming from different lands and ages, these magical practitioners share a common trait, a familiarity with a wider world, that of spirits and invisible forces hiding within nature. Oh, so that is how you open it. This is the guidebook. These are the cards. I haven't used this yet. I have looked through them. I really like the art. And let's take a look at the guidebook. So as with all Los Caribeo decks, they come in multiple languages. So for those English speakers like me, the English section is up to page 47. And you have about the journey. Just talks about an introduction of the deck. So you have 30 voices cards. So these are the cards that depicts witches. And then 30 whispers cards, which depict additional symbols. And then you just go directly into the cards themselves, the keywords, and the meaning. So these are the backs. It is reversible for those who use reversals in their oracle decks. It's matte, a little thick. It feels like the cardstock on the Symbolic Soul Tarot. I'm not sure, some people say that it's a little cardboardy. I don't necessarily feel that way about the card. It feels like it's a little thick, but it has a really good snap to it and slip to it. It's matte. There is a little bit of a sheen, but nothing too crazy. The size feels, it's just a little, I think, smaller than a standard Hay House oracle deck. Let me just, oops. Let me check. Okay, so yeah, it is smaller than a standard Hay House oracle deck. And in relation to a tarot, give me a minute. And in relation to a standard tarot size, just a little bit wider because it seems to be the same height. Alright, so let's zoom in and take a closer look at all of the cards. Okay, so let us take a look at the cards. They are borderless. You do have the name of the card at the bottom. So the first 30 cards would be witches. But these are more like archetype cards. The Scholar, the Stargazer, the Veil Walker. I do really like the art. The Guardian. I like that there's age diversity. You seldom see a lot of older women represented in decks. The Wayfarer, the Mystic, the Artist, the Seer, the Alchemist, the Memory, the Shaman, the Reconciler, the Storyteller, the Healer, the Laborer, the Explorer, the Hermit, the Soothsayer, the Weaver, the Preserver, the Unbound, the Companion, the Comforter, the Dusk Child, and the Crossroads. And then you'll go, there's a difference in the colors. So these are, the next 30 cards would be on a white border, white background, Familiar, Sprout, Pruning. So I think these are like tools or symbols that are associated with witches. You have Light, Standing Stone. Feel free to slow down, speed up, or even pause this video if you want to take a closer look at the cards. So, Distaff, the Sickle, the Staff, Rest, Temperance, Cornucopia, Mountain, Bee, Storm, Offering, Ruins, Hare, Goat, Shell, Pomegranate, Roots, Wreath, Briar, Autumn, Cauldron, Oath, Mirror, Teeth, and Moon. So let's see how this deck shuffles. No issues shuffling this deck. It does create a bow if you're like too forceful with it, so be careful with that, because I think if you bend it too much, it would develop a fold. See, so I think that's the issue with this type of cardstock, and that's why people say it's a little bit cardboardy. Yeah, so it doesn't, yeah, it can develop a fold. It snaps back, but yeah. So, but it's still a usable cardstock. I don't really mind it as long as I can still ruffle it and if it shuffles well. Okay, and then let's see if we can overhand it. Yeah, so it doesn't seem to be clumping. I can shuffle it quite well. That's a wrong shuffle, but let's take a look. Let's look at Familiar. Let's see if we can get a witch card. Here. So let's read for 2. Because Los Carabeo guidebooks are quite short, so I don't mind reading 2 entries. So let us just zoom in a little bit more. So for Priestess, let me just find that. Okay. So for Priestess, the keywords are initiation, ascension, mastery, and power. And it says, she traces a circle on the ground as the flickering light of the fire makes the shadows dance around her. Her will is strong, her vision is clear. She knows that the spirits of her ancestors guard this space. Through a rite of passage, a new world is accessed. The priestess masters new skills, consolidates power, and elevates her knowledge. She knows that the betterment of ourselves lie in our actions and in the lessons drawn from our experience. So about the witch, Owl was a Neolithic princess who lived in High Dniester Valley during the 4th millennium BCE. She worshipped the Earth Mother, a deity that personifies the forces of nature in both their creative and destructive aspects. And then, for the familiar, 31. For familiar, the keywords are help, bond, and advice. And it says, familiar spirits were well known in the European folklore of the early modern period, but similar entities were present in other cultures as well, such as animal helpers of Siberian shamanic traditions. The witch's familiar of European folklore is often seen as a companion who would appear in the form of a small animal or sometimes humanoid creature. They would bond with the witch and assist them in their work. The familiar card represents the actions of offering and accepting assistance and advice, especially from those we trust the most. So that is how the guidebook reads. I'm not sure how or where I would use this deck in my practice. I just know that I was really quite drawn to the artwork. It is stunning. I still have to work with it a little bit more to see how it would go with how I usually do my readings, because I do think that there are some interesting information in the guidebook. It doesn't seem as readily usable as I would like it to be for my oracle decks. But it is good for, learning about the witches here, and as well as the symbols, what they represent. But we'll see. Really beautiful art, I gotta say. Just even the contrast of the colors, the way it's saturated, it's not too bright, it's not too dark. I find it beautiful. And I normally don't like seeing people on my cards, but I don't mind in this case. I mean, just gorgeous. Yeah. Maybe I'll leave you with that. And that has been the flip through of the Compendium of Witches by Natasha Ilinchik, published by Los Carabeo. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to click on the like button and do consider subscribing to my channel. I post videos like this at least once a week. See you again next time. Bye!